What's occurring, bud?
What's occurring? Brought to you by ROUVY.
Don't forget we're working with ROUVY this winter to keep the legs turning.
Head to ROUVY and use the code WATTS for an additional 30-day free trial when you sign up for the first time. The code is valid for single monthly subscriptions for new subscribers only.
ROUVY is on a mission to bring the indoors to the outdoors, letting you ride real routes from around the world, all from your own home.
And it's not just riding. ROUVY can help you hit your cycling goals with a huge workout gallery and structured training plans, including plans from World Tour teams, Lidl Trek and Visma Lisa Bike.
Plus, our What's Occurring group rides are live every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. UK time, so you can train, ride and suffer together.
Start now and get ready for the next outdoor season with ROUVY. Use the code WATTS for an extra month free when you subscribe for the first time. How are you, mate?
I'm good. I've had a busy computer day, I call it. Computer day. Just get back from the race and then it's just go, looking ahead to the next race, next block, whatever. So I've been sat here 90% of the day, but good day, efficient day. And you're at another bike race.
I'm at another bike race, mate, yeah. In Algarve now. Was up at 3:55 this morning, my alarm.
What time
That's like 6:30.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so I was back in Wales for 2 days and then, went to the Rugby, the France game. Less said about that, the better. But, I heard, you know when it says 3 on your clock, it's like you should not be waking up at that time.
A 3, a 4 or a 5 is still nighttime. 6 is daytime. 6 is all right.
Yeah, it was grim. But to be fair, it wasn't too bad, but it's more now, innit? Like in the evening when you're just like, oh man, I need to get to bed.
Mate, speaking of the rugby, so it's obviously Wales, France, and Wales got battered. We had a big team call this morning with like 20 people on. So I put my Welsh rugby, I've still got my scarf here actually. Put my Welsh rugby shirt and I came on the call like this. All a lot of French staff. I just like sat there, didn't say anything. And then a few people noticed and were laughing and stuff. But so even though we lost, we still a proud Welshman.
Yeah. Oh, quick one. I met some of the players at the end. Like I was in the lounge thing where they come in afterwards to chat a bit. So I went over to say hello to like Josh Adams and Derry Lake and that. And then Dupont was there. He's obviously a French captain. So I went over to say hello. He asked me for a selfie, mate.
Did he?
He did, yeah. So I did
That's
it.
quite cool.
Then I was like, then he like left and stuff, like quick little couple of seconds chat. And then he left. And I was like, shit, I didn't get a selfie. So I don't have it now. I'm gonna have to try and like, I don't know, message him on Instagram or something. Say, mate, send me that picture, will you?
That's a great opportunity for a jersey swap. Pretty cool one to have.
That is cool. That, yeah. Dupont, if you're listening, I'll send you over a yellow jersey for one of yours, mate.
A yellow jersey?
Yeah, I've still got a couple of them lying around.
Mate, just slide into the DMs. Just hit him up.
I bet he doesn't do his though. He's got over 1 million followers, mate. Big time.
How many followers you got?
I don't even know. 600 odd?
Fair one.
No.
Right, mate.
Anyway.
Go on.
Yeah. I was going to say bike racing. We were both in Provence. I was only there for a day, but good race for both of us, really. Probably, well, no, it was better for you guys, but still. Interesting race.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was really successful for both of us, wasn't it? And I think, looking at you guys, first of all, I think even though Carlos didn't win the stage of the GC second, I think it's potentially a bigger success for you guys. You know, just that reassurance that Carlos is back. That's huge.
Yeah. So obviously he crashed out of the Tour, broke his hip, hasn't raced since the Tour last year, obviously. So, like you say, yeah, that was a big positive just to see him back racing for a start, but racing in the front, fighting for the win. Obviously, you know, this was stage 2. It was a long, about 15k climb, wasn't it? Bit of a headwind most of the way up, but the boys were fully committed to it. Bit old school, wasn't it, really? Bit old school sort of Sky days, just lead out train, Peels, everyone, and then come down to Carlos, fair play to him, attacked. And, there was one stage, wasn't there, where because Riccatello, your mate, was behind his other mate, was Harry Pantra or whatever his name is, and came past him, didn't he? But it was like 2 or 3 bike lengths for it felt like an
500
eternity.
meters.
Yeah. And Carlos is going, it's not quite closing it. And then he gets on. And that's when, like, debriefed it. How would you do it differently? And sort of
How would
broke it down.
How would they
and
do it
stuff.
differently?
Just next time, just stop. Try and force your guy to come through. If not, then just try and be more as explosive as you can, because he obviously would ride hard, wasn't he? But just that steady tempo into a headwind, like, it's the best sort of chance for Riccatello to stay there in the wheel. And the communication from Brandon and the car behind, just so Carlos knew the situation. Because if he couldn't get rid of him, Brandon, who's Carlos's teammate, also Ineos, was behind with Riccatello's teammate, so another Decathlon lad. And I think Brandon was probably the quickest out of them all. So, maybe in the last K could have waited. But as we all know, like, in the thick of the bike race, when you're in the front, you're not fully aware of who's around. There's a few other fast guys around. You don't really want to wait for them to come, because you might not get it right if you don't know, if you haven't been told. So, yeah, a few different ways it could have panned out. But like you say, the biggest takeaway is the fact that Carlos is, back racing well. Brandon was really good. He came in from Colombia like a couple of days before the race. So, yeah, obviously we would like to have won. It kind of sucked that it was you that beat us, to be honest. Not going to lie.
So nice. Looking at that podium. A nice decathlon man with an Ineos guy either side. I'm going to get it framed. And put it there.
Did dominate that stage, though. You boys rode most of the stage, didn't you? Then we rode most of the climb.
Yeah, I mean, it was... we rode from kilometre 0 together with you guys, to be fair. And it was, for us, there was a little little descent on the way in, and we kind of had a lot of guys who would do a very little impact on the climb, who would get dropped at the bottom of the climb. So it's like, how can you strengthen your leader's weakness, which was position and descent, and hitting the climb in 50th place, and also like doing accelerations on the way into the climb. So it was just a case of, right, picked a spot, and then we did a lap of it before, confirmed that spot after looking at it, and then just commit to that. And Riccatello just had a really smooth, it was 8k before the climb, where he just sat in the wheels, and their bottom of the climb, 4 guys' job for the day was done. But if you didn't hit it early, their job for the day still would have been done. So it was just quite. I was speaking to my dad actually after. I say it's quite funny. Like 2 years ago, I'd have ridden into a brick wall for Carlos. I'd done anything for him as my leader, and then we get to that point where Riccatello takes 500 meters to get on the wheel, and at that point I said, just gamble everything. I was like, don't give that fucker a single turn. And like 2 years ago, Carlos, how are you, mate? Yeah, it's just bike racing, but I was like, don't fucking give him a turn. If he comes back, it comes back. But if you ride with him, he's going to beat you. So just gamble everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's funny though, isn't it? Because the week later, it was roles reversed with AJ. He was sat on. That's how he got his first win. It's just using the situation, isn't it? That's bike racing, as you say. So, but it was good to see Riccatello get his win though in his new team. Because the same with your boy down under. What's his name?
Tobias Lund. Anderson.
Yeah, he's obviously new to the team. He started with a couple of wins, so
yeah,
not bad, is it? Not bad start.
Do you know what? One thing, right? So I'm there thinking about the stage before the stage, like what can they do? What can that team do? How are they going to approach it? And I thought Ineos will do one or two things. They'll either do exactly as they did, or I looked through the teams and I said, there's only one team who will have numbers on the climb. There's only one team. Like Champuzan, like these guys, there's good guys there. Wout Powell, good guys, but I said there's one team with numbers on the climb. And my biggest concern, which would have been every other team's weakness if you use the numbers, like just playing devil's advocate, if you hit that climb, you had and Dorian got on attacks in the first 2K, then Laurence, then who's going to chase? There's no team with numbers. There was no team with teammates. And then further up the climb, if AJ or Brendan moves, I mean, who's gonna cover them guys? And I was hoping that wouldn't happen because we had 2 joint leaders really, and it would have been, and I think every other team had 1 leader. So luckily it panned out as it did, but I was concerned. I was hoping you would ride like that, but I think if you'd have hit that climb and used your numbers, it could have turned a real tactical, and nobody would have. You had 4 guys in the top 10 best riders.
Yeah. But to be fair, I don't think the team realised how good everyone else was. I think AJ didn't feel good the day before. He'd come off Valencia having crashed 3 times in 3 days. Obviously won the 4th day that he didn't crash, but so he was a bit, wasn't sure how he was going to be. Brandon, obviously, he was really good. Yeah. Brandon, obviously coming from Colombia, wasn't sure how he was going to be. He rode a lot better than everyone thought as well. When I saw him coming back, I was like, holy moly, I was like, Brandon's coming back. Jeez. It's like, he's going to win. I was messaging Dave. I was like, Brandon's got this. Axel as well. Like, Axel was super strong on that climb. So, to be fair to the guys there, I don't think they thought, they realised how good everybody else was, to be fair. But
promising going forward then.
Yeah. And I know we started on stage 2, but stage 1, I think the boys committed well, but they just lacked a bit of help from everybody else, really. A few teams came at the end, but breakaway stayed away, basically. It was like 5 or 6, and then there was 2 by the end. And we just sort of just ran out of guys at the very end. Axel did a big turn, the last K, but didn't quite get him back. It was a shame for Dorian because he was super up for it, in his French national champs jersey. And he had
a moment in the final few hundred meters, didn't he? He almost crashed.
Yeah, in that puddle. I say puddle, it was like a bit of a river, wasn't it? I think his chain come off, foot come out. So, yeah, what could go wrong did go wrong that day. But, yeah. And then, obviously, the second day that happened, and they were just a bit like, wow, we're just so close. Like, we deserve something from this. And day 3, Axel went and delivered from the break, didn't he? So that was great to see because, last year he was new to the team. He was, he'd had plenty of top 10s. He was always trying. And so it was good to see him finally get that win, really. So, and the way he did it as well was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Oh, you obviously did see it, yeah, on that roundabout.
Yeah, I mean, that was just, I guess that's just a mix between having good legs and being organised and doing your homework. Like, on that run-in, it was clear there's 3 roundabouts, and it was left, right. But it just, just goes to show the Van Rysel guy didn't know. There's only 3 roundabouts in the whole last 13K. You got to be knowing which side of them roundabouts to go. And it shows you guys doing your homework. It's pretty basic stuff in it, but essentially, you do that work and it can win or lose you the bike race. But yeah, I mean, he's a nice guy, Axel, even though I never was teammates with him. I met him at that camp last year. And also when you drive in the car, this is something I always tell my guy, always say thank you in the convoy to other team cars. And it's something I always did. And you go out your way to help someone. You drop back, leave a bit of a gap in front so you can tow them back on if they're coming back from a puncture or a crash or something. Or, not if they've been dropped, it's like, dog eat dog, see you later, mate. And then you take effort to bring them back and they just go past and don't see anything. And you're like, mental note, right, that's the last time for you, fucker. But Axel's a waiver. Axel's a waiver. He had a puncture on stage 1. I had him on the bumper for about a K. He was like, good job. But guys puncturing crash.
Yeah. I was always a waiver.
Mate, we did a presentation with the guys last year, and it's like it was called efficiency. Just the level of the sport is going up and up and up, and it's an arms race. Who can become fitter, stronger, train more, do this, do that, and it's going to get to a point where the level's so high. How can you make differences? And it's like, how can you be efficient within a bike race? So just a lot of basic stuff. How are you using the convoy? Where are you positioning? Pissing on or off the bike? How are you riding as a team? Where are you riding in the peloton? Etc. If you puncture, if you crash, what should you do if you power front wheel puncture? What should you do for a rear wheel puncture? And it's like that's one of the things I put in there. I was like, whatever happens in the convoy, even if you're the best rider in the world, at some point in your career, you're going to rely on someone in a car bringing you back into a race after a crash or mechanical. And you realize when you drive the car, you have such an impact. You can really make it easy for someone, or you can really fuck someone. It's like, always say thank you. Always. And like you said, I remember, you were. I was. Thanks to the DS, even if you don't know the guy, you're always going to need that convoy. And Axel is a waiver.
There's always a few drivers that were a bit knobs. There's always some that wouldn't help on there. Yeah,
I know. As a rider, you had a few cars, and you're like, that DS for some reason, he doesn't like me, and you can tell. Yeah, leave a big gap or just accelerate too hard out of a corner. But yeah. Yeah. Putain. It's time for another Visit Wales topic, where over the next few weeks we'll be debating our favourite things about Wales and Welsh cycling. And today is family-friendly ride. The best family-friendly ride you can think of. Gee, anything spring to mind off the top of your head?
Only when I think about when I was a kid, obviously we're from Cardiff, aren't we? So quite a few things in Cardiff pop up, like the Taff Trail up to Castle Cork, around there. Like as kids, that's what we did quite a lot. Like I'll definitely take Max down there at some point. So that jumps to mind straight away. But then I think, down the Gower, along the coast, along the seafront, plenty of nice, ice cream parlours, cafes. Fish and chip shops. It's just like, that's good, isn't it? Or camping, just on the Mumble somewhere, go camping, a few little rides around there, stop with a nice pub overlooking the coast, all this jazz. Out West Wales as well, you got Tenby and Aberaeron, Newport Pems. I think it's all around there. It's like there's some nice little family friendly trails and routes, and options are endless, mate.
Yeah, it's funny. The first two you named was exactly what was in the tip of my tongue. I've done both of them. I've done the Gower with the boys. We rode down. Fish and chips, and then rode back, and then I've done Taff Trail many a time with the boys. 55k long from Brecon to Cardiff. A nice.
You didn't do that with the boys, did you?
No. We did. I think we did 20k. We did 20k.
Good going, isn't it?
Yeah. 20k. Stop. Throw stones in the river. Obviously, runs along the Taff, along the River Taff, and then you go along, and on the side, there's pump tracks, and it varies from kind of like gravel to tarmac to like muddy. No, a bit better than muddy tracks, but it's all rideable for any rider at any age. Nothing too steep, nothing too technical. It's all just a family-friendly track. So for me, Taff Trail.
Got to be the Taff Trail then, but yeah, quality.
That was an easy one. Lovely. Quick one before we carry on. This episode is brought to you by Saily. And honestly, if you're a cyclist who travels for races, camps, or just holidays, this actually makes sense.
Saily's an eSIM app from the creators of NordVPN. It basically means you land in a country and your phone just works. No airport SIM faff and no roaming shock when you get home.
We've spent enough time stood outside hotels nicking Wi-Fi to know how useful that is. You download the app once, pick a data plan for wherever you're going, and you're connected as soon as you land. And there are over 200 destinations. Gee, do you remember how bad some of the hotel Wi-Fi was when we were recording pods during the tour?
Oh yeah, mate. I think Saily would have been an absolute lifesaver for us. Download Saily in the App Store or by scanning the QR code on the screen. Use code What's Occurring at checkout to get 15% off your first purchase. The details are in the podcast episode description box. What about the other race that was going on, UAE? That was some stage yesterday with the old Mexican firecracker, Del Toro. That was some sprint attack combo thing, wasn't it?
Mate.
Unreal.
this guy this year, God knows what he's going to do, because the year before they did the same finish. Poggy launched one a little bit earlier, didn't get near to doing what Del Toro did. What Del Toro did was incredible.
Yeah, but to be fair, Milan wasn't there. But yeah, Milan, I don't know. But
yeah, I mean, whether that would have changed, likely. Yeah, we lacked a few of the big sprinters there, didn't we, in that late crash? But Case Ball almost had him. Weapon.
Yeah. Fair play.
You know, like slightly uphill, big guy, 1 minute power. Big power.
What was it?
I can't say.
A ballpark figure.
I'll text you.
A minute. What was my best minute? I can't even remember what my best minute was.
Yeah, I can't be saying people's numbers, I don't think, on public. I can text you. Doesn't really matter, does it? There you are. I'll text you.
That is big. Fair play.
Big, isn't it? That's solid.
I think I must have been around 7-something. 750?
I think you'd be less.
Yeah?
In the nicest way. That's pretty punchy.
I think 600 was like my 2 minute. Anyway, it doesn't even matter now, does it?
No, it's irrelevant.
Won't be doing that again.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
And then time trial today. Remco. Signed, sealed, delivered. Josh was second, wasn't he?
Like a bullet in Remco. Yeah, 6 seconds. Yeah. But to be fair, like I said to Josh, I was like, look, it's his second day racing. Like Remco's got, his seventh win or something, isn't it? But he must be close to sort of like 8 or 9 days racing now. So I was like, you've got something to come, mate. Don't worry about it. You know, you're close, you're getting there. It'll come. Just as Wout Poles always used to say, the first pancakes are for the children.
Must be I'd seen Wout for the first time, actually, in the race.
In Provence,
he was coming back from a piss, and I just ran down the window and shouted, Pancake! And you know, like, he's probably not looking at the Decathlon car thinking, I'm in there. And he took a double take, and we just both burst out laughing. Pancake!
Yeah. But it's a good little saying, that, isn't it? First pancakes for the children.
I've just finished making pancakes, actually. Pancake
Day. Lovely. Is it?
Pancake Day. Yeah, Shrove Tuesday, mate.
Oh, man. Ah, that makes sense now. Yeah, because Max was dancing around naked with a chef's hat eating pancakes. I wonder what all that was about.
There we go. Was he at home or in the restaurant?
He was at home, luckily. But other news today, obviously those two, you kind of expect that. But there's some ride by Artem in our team. Yes, it was a great ride by him. Captain America. Fair play to him. Stepping up as well. And also Peter Oxenberg. He was 11th. So, like, there's nothing to him. So he's got some power in that engine. Just as you say, getting him to use it efficiently. But some decent results there for our boys, to be fair. The young lads starting to step up. Good to see.
Mate, I mean, Josh second, you'd expect that. I think Artem in 7th, I don't know him that well, but it's Peter Oxenberg in it 11th.
Yeah.
Solid. Especially if there's nothing to him. Like a pan flat TT like that. It's quite tough, isn't it?
Yeah, no, fair play. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes the next up some of these climbs now. Anyway, moving on. What are you up to next? What is your next race?
I'm Luke Kern, mate.
Oh, okay.
Start of the season. The real season begins.
Opening weekend. I used to hate that weekend, to be honest. No offence to the Belgians, but...
Really?
It was never my favourite. Nah, because it was just bad. It was always cold and it was always just grim. Like, maybe when I was a bit younger, it was more exciting, but then, as the years went by, I was like, preferred the other ones later on.
I love it. I always did. It was like the first thing of the year that meant something. Everything before was just like going through the motions. And it was like,
no, that is true. It is a big weekend. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would just prefer to watch it than be there after sort of 2015.
It is a jungle. They are nervous races, and it's like everyone knows what's on the line. It's like, right, start the classics, see where everyone's at. It's often shit weather. nervous, crashes, everything. But yeah, let's hope for a good day out. What's next for you? You got Algarve and then
Algarve, then Paris-Nice, mate. And then, what is it? San Remo, Catalunya, Basque.
you are on the road a lot of races, eh?
Yeah, although I won't be at all of Catalunya and Basque, like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
Roubaix, Flesh. Good mix, mate.
All of Paris-Nice?
Yeah.
Hopefully you're in the same hotel one night. Grab a beer.
No drinking, mate.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you one of my T-shirts. You can just come with us, have a sneaky one.
Yeah. No, spot on. All right, then,
All right, get to bed, mate.
I will.
All right.
Ciao for now.
Ta-ra,
See you
boy.
soon.
Ta-ra. Ta-ra.
Ta-da, ta-da.